Everyone always says relationships are so hard these days, but that's not the truth. It is not the relationships that are difficult. Rather, it is the people involved in a relationship that makes them more challenging, that makes the relationship more problematic. In other words, you can make your relationship better by doing two things. Number one, you have to require more of yourself. Number two, you have to require more from your partner if they aren't giving you what you want. You see, a lot of people are lazy. They think that relationships should just magically run like a well-oiled machine. But that's not the truth. That doesn't just happen in real life. Relationship takes effort, it takes time, it takes dedication, it takes consistency. All right? It takes respect. It takes a whole lot of things. And your relationship can be healthy and happy if you know what to do. Because I tell you, no one has a magic wand to hand you that would turn your relationship into a fairy tale. You have to put in the work, and it's both ways. But if you follow certain tips that I will give you now, you will be pleasantly surprised on how happy you become. Number one, you have to have your own life. See, you might be crazy in love with each other, but that doesn't mean that the rest of your life should stop. Don't abandon your friends, don't abandon your business, or don't abandon your life for him. Have some independence and an identity of your own, because if you don't, things will get boring and monotonous in that relationship, and that indeed is a recipe for disaster. Hallelujah, somebody. Number two, don't be needy, because being needy and chasing can go hand in hand in this case. If you want to see him 24/7, text him 24/7, and basically think the world revolves around him, well, you are being needy, and that has to stop. That's not a healthy vibe for a healthy relationship, because you will suffocate him with your need for attention. The moment you realize that needy behavior is suffocating for people, especially men, the better your relationship will become, and the more you will have your mate more around you than if you were demanding for their time, their attention, their validation, and their love. In your head, you think this behavior will help you hold on to him, but it actually has the opposite effect. It pushes him away. Let your man and your woman fly like a bird. Set them free to be themselves and enjoy their individuality just as you are enjoying yours. Because what makes you needy is when you stay waiting for them to come to you. No! Fly too. Have your life. And when the time comes to converge together, the love becomes deeper, meaningful, and rejuvenating. Do you get what I mean? Number three, make sure you connect physically, emotionally, and mentally. I know it's easier said than done, but these three things are crucially important in your relationship. If you're just physically connected and you don't connect emotionally or mentally, then you won't make it for the long haul. Or maybe you connect mentally, but your intimacy is just meh. The relationship will be doomed. You have to have strong bonds in all areas of your relationship. So make sure that you keep an eye on that from the very beginning. Number four, don't chase him. Unfortunately, most women do this a lot, and you might not even know that you're doing it. Chasing comes in all forms. It could be that obvious stalker-like kind of behavior, such as calling him 100 times a day, or it could just be more subtle, like you are the only one initiating contact all the time, meaning that you're the one who is more interested than he is. Look, chasing is a turn off for most men. Let him chase you. I don't care if it feels like you're going to die if he doesn't talk to you for a month. Don't chase. Find other things productive to occupy your time with. Go out, make more cool friends, okay? Number five, love yourself. So many women complain that they either can't find the right partner or they're always attracted to jerks who don't treat them right. Well, it's probably because you don't love yourself enough, because honestly, you can only attract the level of love that you feel for yourself. So look at all of your good qualities and decide to love yourself exactly the way you are right now. Number six, take care of yourself. Because if you love yourself, then you will automatically take care of yourself. And this means you are trying to stay healthy. You're getting enough sleep. You're going to get massage. You're going to the gym. You're going out with the girls to have nighttime fun. All right? You need to feed your soul in other ways outside of your relationship, or else you will have nothing left to give. Number seven, don't be a people pleaser. Look, many women just mistakenly believe that if they please other people, then they will automatically love them. They will be loved by other people. This couldn't be farther from the truth. You know, a lot of people will take advantage of you if you give too much of yourself. Instead, I need you to strive for a healthy balance of being selfless and selfish. Please your partner, but also make sure that they please you too. Relationships are a two-way street. If it's not coming from the other end, don't give too much of yourself, because you will be expending too much of your energy in the wrong direction. Number 8, speak your mind. When I say speak your mind, I mean doing it gently and calmly. Don't suppress your negative or positive emotion. Let them out. Talk to your partner about your problems, the problems that you're having. Try to see yourself as a team and solve the problem together. You deserve respect and you have to have your voice heard. Number 9, don't avoid problems. I know no one really likes conflict. Well, maybe there are some people who do, but generally speaking, most people don't. So what happens a lot of time is that they go into avoidance mood. And this does not work for any relationship at all. If you avoid problems for years upon years, well, they're going to pile up. They're going to pile up. And then one day you will wake up 25 years later and never be able to sort through those problems because they have been accumulating too long enough. So if there is something that needs to be said, go on and say them. Get over them immediately. Okay, number 10, make time for your partner. I know I said to have your own time and some independence, but on the flip side of things, you can't spend too much time alone or with other people because the relationship could die. Relationship needs attention. So make sure that you're on regular date nights and you have deep conversations to keep the connection strong. Number 11, demand respect. When I say demand respect, I don't mean stomping your foot down and demanding in a diva kind of way. What I mean is that you need to believe that you deserve to be treated with respect at all times. Everyone does. But here's the kicker, all right? In order to get respect, you need to give respect. So by being respectful, you're setting the scene for nothing but kind treatment in return. All right? Number 12, because we do not have time, we have a long list to go. Strive for equal efforts. I know that some of us usually say that relationships should be 50-50. I have come to the realization that is wrong. It should be 100-100. Both people need to put in 100% effort every day to keep the relationship strong and striving, all right, and thriving. It can't be 120 or 150 or even 199. It has to be equal. If it gets out of balance, you need to have a conversation about that so that you can get back on track. Number 13, over the last few decades, gender roles have become blurred. Gone are those days when everyone automatically expects the man to be the breadwinner and the woman stays at home and raises kids, right? These days, conversations need to be had about each other's expectations within the relationship regarding gender roles. So it's important to talk about gender roles before you decide to go deeper into that relationship. Number 14, you need to be a good listener. Usually we think women are good listeners and men are bad listeners, but this isn't the case. Men and women just listen differently. Women listen to connect. Men listen to solve problems. But we all deserve to have someone listen to us. So don't forget that, your partner needs that too, okay? Number 15, it's getting wild in the house right now. I need you to show empathy. Relationship should not be me versus you. It should be us as a team. You can't constantly be only considering your own perspective about anything. Because at the end of the day, you may or may not be right. But perspective is reality. If your partner sees it differently, try to understand his perspective and show him empathy, and then most likely he will show it in return. Number 16, be accepting of differences, because no one is 100% alike. Even identical twins are usually very different. They're not exactly the same. So if you have too many expectations of his behavior that are being violated, maybe you should just accept the differences. And if there are too many differences that you can't tolerate, then maybe he's not the person for you. You should accept your differences too. Now, number 17, don't settle. Honestly, this is key because there are too many people in the world who fear to be alone. It's probably because they don't have enough to hold out for what they deserve. Instead, they settle for Mr. Good Enough for now. And then they find themselves miserable in a short amount of time. So hold out for Mr. Right, because you will never find Mr. Perfect. But that doesn't mean that you should settle for anything less. Number 18, don't try to change him. Women are often notorious for trying to change a man. We think that, if I can get him to lose 30 pounds, then he will be more attractive. Or if I can just get him to stop watching football or get him to stop going out with the boys, I will be happy. Or once we get married, he will change for the better. Now, take this important piece of advice, ladies. If you don't like how he is right now, without any changes, then you shouldn't be with him. Period. Because you can't really change anyone. You can't change anyone. It just doesn't work. You have to accept him for who he is right now. Then number 19, ladies, I need you to teach him how to treat you right. Because the behavior you allow from another person is the behavior that will persist. So, for instance, if early in the relationship he starts yelling at you when he's angry, you need to correct him by gently saying that, I don't appreciate you yelling at me. We should have a calm conversation, no matter how our perspectives are different. I deserve to be spoken to with respect. That you would not engage with such kind of conversation. If he cherishes the relationship, he will definitely adjust. But if not, you walk out of that relationship. Number 20, become the person you want to attract. If you don't love and respect yourself, then you will attract someone who wouldn't love and respect you either. It all starts with self-love. You can't metaphorically beat up yourself and expect other people to treat you like a queen. Trust me, people pick up on the stuff that you do to yourself. So once you love and respect yourself, then you will get the kind of relationship that you want. 21, don't be afraid to be alone. If necessary, there's nothing wrong with being alone. In fact, it can be quite liberating. You don't have to compromise with anyone. You can do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. All right? There is no one to answer to. You can get yourself better and work on being a better person by being alone first. So if you're not happy in a relationship, then try being alone for a while. It might just be a lot better to your mental health. 22, never tolerate any kind of abuse. Abuse isn't just about having him hit you or beat you up. Abuse comes in all forms, mental and emotional. All right, and even physical. While physical injuries can heal, the mental and emotional wounds are much more difficult to heal. So don't tolerate it if he tries to belittle you, degrade you, or gaslight you. That's a total deal breaker. Number 23, don't be jealous or possessive. I know it's understandable that we don't want to share our man with anyone. I get it. However, it is a fine line between wanting to keep him for yourself and being overly jealous and possessive. These qualities are smothering and usually it pushes men away. Instead, try to be more secure with yourself so that you don't worry about losing him. And even if you do, you need to know that you will be okay anyways. And lastly, number 27, don't be bitchy. It's easy to be bitchy and moody, but does anyone really want to be around anyone like that? I know I don't. So constantly spewing negativity at your man will make him want to avoid you and run off to another girl who is more sweeter. So be kind and loving and stop being bitchy. Stop the bitchiness and, ramp up the respect instead. Now you have it. Everything you need to know to have a quality relationship. This is it. The list might seem daunting, but it really isn't. It just takes practical steps. However, you need to constantly keep these things in mind. But once you do, you'll find yourself having a happily ever kind of relationship. Okay? Until I come your way, do stay blessed and know that I love you. Mwah.